Hello and welcome. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next half an hour. In Indian Premier League, Lucknow Super Giants seek revival against resurgent Chennai Super Kings. Rohit Sharma says he's not a big fan of impact player rule in cash-rich league. In Chess Candidates 2024 Round 12, D. Gukesh keeps India's hopes alive, back into joint lead after win with Black. Pragnananda holds Nippon Nishi. And Bayer Leverkusen in Europa League semis, Liverpool face elimination despite 1-0 win. West Ham 2 knocked out. All right, we'll start the bulletin with IPL updates. All right, Chennai Super Kings will take on Lucknow Super Giants in the 34th match of the Indian Premier League in Lucknow on Friday. Chennai Super Kings won their last two matches. CSK looked rather impressive in the wins against Kolkata Knight Riders at home and then against Mumbai Indians in a away game. Lucknow Super Giants, on the other hand, are struggling to find their rhythm back after having been outplayed in their last two encounters against Delhi and Kolkata Knight Riders. They will look to bounce back with a win. Before the two defeats, KL Rahul's men had recorded 3 wins in a row. And England pacer Richard Gleeson is likely to play for CSK on Friday. Earlier, in a blow to Chennai Super Kings, Devon Conway was ruled out of the IPL due to injury. The Kiwi opener suffered a fracture on his left thumb and was expected to make his comeback in the second half of the Indian Premier League. However, the injury turned out to be serious, and as a result, Conway was ruled out of the tournament. Conway was central to CSK winning the IPL title in 2023, scoring 672 runs in 15 innings at an average of 51.69. CSK have signed Richard Gleeson for his base price of 5 million Indian rupees. Now, talking about Thursday's game, Mumbai Indians clinched a nail-biting win by 9 runs over Punjab Kings in the Indian Premier League 2024 on Thursday. Surya Kumar Yadav top scored for Mumbai Indians with his 78-run knock, while Tilak Varma remained unbeaten at 34 of 18 deliveries. Rohit Sharma contributed with a 38-run innings at the top of the order, while Harshal Patel starred with the ball for Kings as he registered a 3-wicket haul. Meanwhile, Punjab Kings got off to the most horrific start, losing 4 wickets in just 2 overs as Shiral Quidza and Jasprit Bumrah wreaked havoc over the top order of PBKS. But a sensational 28-ball 61 from Ashutosh brought them back out of nowhere. The match went on to the last over, eventually losing the game by 9 runs. And Royal Challengers Bengaluru have always been a team with immense potential. However, despite individual brilliance, they find themselves languishing at the bottom of the points table in IPL, leaving fans bewildered. They are yet to clinch the coveted IPL title. And so what exactly is the reason behind RCB's perpetual underperformance? Let us look at this report to know more.
For 17 seasons of the Indian Premier League, Royal Challengers Bangalore have been a team with star-studded lineups, boasting some of the biggest names in cricket. Yet, despite their formidable roster, they have consistently struggled to clinch the coveted IPL title. Even in the current IPL 2024 season, they find themselves languishing at the bottom of the table, leaving fans scratching their heads. So, what exactly is the reason behind RCB's perpetual underperformance? Poor team balance. While having star players is undoubtedly an advantage, cricket is a team sport that requires a delicate balance between batting, bowling and fielding. RCB has often found itself relying too heavily on its top-order batsmen, lacking depth in the middle order and bowling department. Over-reliance on individuals. RCB has had some exceptional individual performances over the years, such as Virat Kohli and Avi de Villiers. However, cricket matches are won by team efforts, and RCB has sometimes struggled to perform collectively when it matters most. Inconsistent form. Despite having a strong squad on paper, RCB has been plagued by inconsistency. Players who perform exceptionally well in one match might fail to deliver in the next, leading to a lack of momentum and rhythm throughout the season. Bowling ooze. Bowling has often been RCB's Achilles heel. While they have had some talented bowlers in their ranks, they have struggled to find a cohesive bowling unit that can consistently deliver under pressure. This has often resulted in conceding large totals or failing to defend manageable ones. Captaincy and strategy. Leadership plays a crucial role in any team sport, and RCB has seen its fair share of changes in captaincy over the years. While Virat Kohli has seen a stalwart for the team, some argue that the lack of a consistent and visionary captaincy approach has hindered RCB's chances of success. Pressure and expectations. With a passionate fan base and high expectation from team owners and supporters alike, RCB players often find themselves under immense pressure to perform. This pressure can sometimes lead to players underperforming or making rash decisions on the field. Despite these challenges, RCB remains one of the most popular and exciting teams in the IPL, with a loyal fan base that continues to support them through thick and thin. While their quest for an IPL title may have seemed elusive so far, and RCB fans will continue to hope that their team can overcome these obstacles and emerge victorious in the seasons to come. Narayan Singh's report for DD India.
And India captain Rohit Sharma roots for Test series between India and Pakistan on neutral soil. India batter Rohit Sharma said he is not averse to playing Test cricket against Pakistan on neutral venues. The last Test between India and Pakistan was played in December 2007, and there have been several attempts made by administrators from both the boards to resume bilateral cricket, including playing in neighbouring countries like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and the UAE. In the recent years, the England Cricket Board and Cricket Australia have publicly voiced their interest in hosting the marquee series. Rohit Sharma said, and I quote him, "I think it will be a great contest between the two sides. We anyway play them in ICC trophies, so it doesn't really matter. It's just pure cricket that I'm looking at. I'm not interested in anything else. It's pure cricket game between bat and ball." Rohit said that the IPL's impact player rule is going to impede the emergence of multi-skilled players from India. The rule was introduced in 2023 to allow teams to rope in the services of an additional player as a replacement after the toss has been completed. Rohit Sharma on this said, and I quote him, "The impact player rule is going to hold back the development of all-rounders because cricket is played by 11 players and not 12. I'm not a big fan of impact player. You are taking out so much from the game just to make it little entertaining for the people." Now, Uganda's national cricket team is set to make a debut in the upcoming T20 World Cup in June. 3 of the current Ugandan squad are Indian origin as the East African side heads to its first ever T20 finals. DD India's Leon Seyange reports from Kampala.
Born in Gujarat, India, Ronak Patel expected to find little of the game of cricket when he came to Uganda.
In India, I have played almost 12 years, and after that I moved here and I am playing here.
Ronak is one of 3 players of Indian origin playing for Uganda's cricket team. He will be part of the East African side that will play at this year's T20 Cricket World Cup in the West Indies and the United States of America from 2nd to 30th June.
We are very excited, and for reaching a T20 World Cup, it's a proud moment for Uganda Cricket Association and whole nation.
In a debut appearance at the competition, Uganda will face Afghanistan in their opening match on the 3rd of June. Contests against New Zealand, West Indies and Papua New Guinea are lined up in Group C.
It's exciting to play at the World Cup, but it's important to go out there and play good cricket. We want to give a good account of ourselves. That's how you will be remembered, the brand of cricket that you played, and it's very important for us as a country playing there for the first time.
The squad is already putting in all the work ahead of the competition. The T20 World Cup cricket experience has not yet started for this team, but their ambitions are already beyond it. Hopefully a good show in West Indies could spur momentum to reach the ODI World Cup in 2027. The National Cricket Association has laid out its plans for that journey too.
As an association, we know that the plans and the strategies that we had have worked. So we can only increase on them, we can only continue putting more resources to help Uganda to participate even in more competitions.
The immediate task, though, is the T20 Cricket World Cup. The goal is to attack the field, go all out, and possibly leave a mark. Leon Sanyange in Kampala, Uganda, reporting for DD India.
The fast bowler Jofra Archer says he cannot endure another year disrupted by injuries as he looks to secure a spot in England's 2020 World Cup squad. The 29-year-old's career has been plagued by injuries and he has not played for England in any format since March 2023 because of an elbow injury. He was also sidelined for much of 2021 and 2022 due to back and elbow injuries. Earlier this month, Rob Key, managing director of the England men's team, said the pace bowler could still play in the World Cup in the West Indies and the US, which begins on June 1st. Archer said he was just hoping to get back to playing consistently, even if he does not make the cut for the World Cup squad. Now, the England and Wales Cricket Board announced on Thursday that former England Test batsman Raman Subbarao has died at the age of 92. At the time of his death, Raman Subbarao was England's oldest living men's Test cricketer. Subbarao played first-class cricket for Cambridge University and then joined the powerful Surrey side of the 1950s, which won 7 successive county championships. He was also the manager of England's tour of India and Sri Lanka in 1981. Subbarao later became one of the International Cricket Council's first match referees, overseeing 160 fixtures. ECB chairman Richard Thompson expressed his condolences, saying, "We are extremely saddened to hear of Raman's passing. He was a great cricket man and his remarkable cricket career saw success both on and off the field as a player, official, administrator and chair of both Surrey and the Test and County Cricket Board." All right, chess now. The youngest player in the World Chess Championship candidates tournament, D. Gukesh, just 17 years of age, is in the lead with just 2 rounds left to decide the challenger to world champion Ding Liren in a title match. Gukesh is on 7.5 points after 12 rounds, along with Russian Ian Nepomniachtchi and American Hikaru Nakamura. Behind them is world number 2 Fabiano Caruana on 7 points. The others in the field are technically out of the race. Pragnananda on 6 points is slightly out of reach of the leaders as they approach the home stretch. If Gukesh wins, he will be the youngest player ever to challenge the world crown. Both Kasparov and Carlsen were 22 when they became world champions. All right, still to come on this edition of Sports Pass. Casper Ruud and Stefanos Tsitsipas rack up a straight set win to reach Barcelona Open quarterfinals. Olympique de Marseille claim penalty shootout over Benfica to reach Europa League semi-finals. Details after the break.
As the cycle of accountability returns, the time has come when the biggest democracy chooses to write another chapter in its glorious history. Development, justice, regionalism, a big political canvas. Everything will be put to test in this mega battle for glory. DD India dissects what makes elections 2024 the battle royale in Indian politics. Data and analysis free from bias to help you understand why India matters. Great Indian Election on weekdays at 8:30 p.m. only on DD India.
Tracking the first phase of general elections, Team Poll Pulse has reached India's northeast in Assam. This is the tea city of India, Dibrugarh,
আমাৰ বগানৰ টাস্কটাও মানে বেয়া আছে কেতিয়াবা ৰাতি ওলাই আহিলে আমি বগান দিয়ে
They are not getting jobs in the local area like in Dibrugarh or nearby districts and all.
Home to the finest tea, the state is set for a cracker of a contest. This is 2024. Can the Congress and allies offer a fight back, or will the Modi juggernaut be unstoppable? Watch Poll Pulse on DD India.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington DC.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Commonwealth Games and Asian Games silver long jump medalist Murali Sri Shankar has injured his knee and will now miss the Paris Olympics. The world number 2 informed about his injury on social media. Earlier last year, Sri Shankar had qualified for the Paris Olympics with Asian Championship silver in Bangkok with 8.37 meters. The Olympic qualification mark was 8.27 meters. The Kerala boy finished third in the Paris Diamond League last year. He was slated to begin his season with back-to-back Diamond League meetings in Shanghai on April 27, followed by Doha on May 10th. And Atlanta progressed to the Europa League semi-finals despite losing 1-0 to Liverpool on Thursday. As they won 3-1 on aggregate, Atlanta moved one step closer to a first-ever European final for the Serie A side. Atlanta had stunned the Premier League club 3-0 in the first leg of the quarter-final last week at Anfield, levelling another huge blow to Liverpool's dreams of a fairy tale ending in manager Jurgen Klopp's final season. Liverpool won the League Cup earlier this season. However, they will now turn their attention back to the Premier League. And newly crowned Bundesliga champions Bayer Leverkusen reached the Europa League semi-finals on Thursday. Leverkusen almost lost their season-long unbeaten record as they struck late to draw 1-1 away at West Ham United for a 3-1 aggregate victory. Xabi Alonso's side trailed to Michel Antonio's early header and were far below their usual high standards in the first half as the hosts carved out several more chances. However, Leverkusen improved dramatically after the break and used numerous opportunities before substitute Jeremy Frimpong's shot deflected past Lukas Fabianski in the 89th minute. And Aston Villa were the only English side to progress in European competition after a week of poor results for Premier League teams. Bayer Leverkusen and Atalanta progress in the Europa League's latest round of fixtures. DD India's Oli Barrett reports from London.
Well, for the English sides, West Ham did put up a good fight against one of the best sides in Europe, but they couldn't overcome Bayer Leverkusen. Liverpool less so. They never really looked like overturning that large deficit against Atalanta, and so they crash out in Jurgen Klopp's increasingly difficult final season in charge. What that means is that Aston Villa are the last English side remaining in European competition. They will play Olympiacos in the Europa Conference League semi-final, and they will fancy themselves to go on and win that tournament. With regards to the Europa League semi-finals and the Champions League semi-finals, it's the first time since 2015 that no English clubs have been in either of those games. So a very difficult week indeed for English clubs in European competition. The Europa League semis will see Marseille play at Atlanta, and Roma will take on Leverkusen. The first ties in those semi-finals due to take place on May the 2nd. And this week means that it will almost certainly be just 4 Champions League spots for English Premier League sides in the Champions League next season because of the coefficient that UEFA is working out to use these qualification places. And so that makes for a very interesting Premier League run-in, with just 4 spots at the top of the league now taking up those Champions League spots for next year. So potentially, although a difficult week for English sides in European competition for fans, it may just make that Premier League run-in even more exciting than it was already going to be. Ollie Barrett in London, reporting for DD India.
An Olympique de Marseille claimed a penalty shootout win over Benfica to reach the Europa League semi-finals for the first time in 6 years after Faris Mumbana's late second-half goal levelled the tie at 2-2 on aggregate. Benfica's Angel Di Maria missed the first kick of the shootout, striking the post, and goalkeeper Paulo Lopez saved Antonio Silva's effort to hand Marseille the win, with all of their penalty takers scoring their first 4. Di Maria earlier had the chance to bring the Portuguese champions closer to victory, but Lopez blocked his header in the first of 2 vital saves for Marseille in extra time. The League One side will take on Atalanta in the semis. And AS Roma beat AC Milan 2-1 to complete a 3-1 aggregate win and set up a semi-final showdown with Bundesliga champions Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League. Defender Gianluca Mancini gave them another early lead in the quarterfinal second leg, scoring on a rebound from close range. Paulo Dybala doubled the advantage for the host 10 minutes later with a curled shot inside the far post before Matteo Gabbia pulled one back for Milan 5 minutes from time, nodding home a cross from forward Rafael Leao. Last season's runners-up, Roma advanced to their 4th European semi-finals in a row. Tennis updates now. Casper Ruud and Stefanos Tsitsipas each racked up a straight sets win on Thursday to reach the quarterfinals of the Barcelona Open. Ruud was first to advance when he easily put away Australia's Jordan Thompson 6-1, 6-4. Ruud will face Italian Matteo Arnaldi in the quarters, who put away Argentina's Marco Trungelliti. The Greek followed up with a 7-5, 6-3 win over Spain's Roberto Carapelles Baena. Meanwhile, next up for Tsitsipas is Facundo Diaz Acosta after the Argentine came back to best Hungary's Fabian Marosan 3-6, 6-3, 6-1. And world number 1, Iga Swiatek will take on re-emergent Emma Raducanu in the Stuttgart Open quarterfinals on Friday. Earlier on Thursday, the Pole easily moved past Elise Mertens of Belgium in a straightforward 6-3, 6-4 win. Meanwhile, Raducanu beat Czech Linda Noskova 6-6, 7-5. Also through to the quarterfinals is world number 4 Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan, who put away Russia's Veronika Kudermetova in a hard-fought 7-6, 1-6, 6-4 match. Rybakina will face Italy's Jasmine Paolini in the quarterfinals for the right to face either Swiatek or Raducanu in the semis. And athletes at this summer Olympic Games will be eating mostly French food with a focus on local and organic fresh produce and a much smaller share of meat than at previous Olympics. Under the Paris 2024 food vision, a quarter of the food supplied to the athletes must be produced less than 250 kilometers from the place of the competition. It aims to reduce carbon emissions from transporting fresh produce. This year's Games also aims to cut the amount of animal products by half compared with 2021 and include a balanced vegetarian menu in all catering options. Nearly 40,000 meals will be distributed at the Olympic Village every day.
Cet enjeu de qu'ils mangent.
For us, this issue of eating local food is very important. That is to say that even if we make burgers, and we often take this example because athletes like to eat burgers, we are going to make sure that things are done a little differently. Or if we are on site in Ile-de-France, each time we integrate local products because we want to combine eating well, this pleasure of catering with this challenge of reducing our carbon footprint.
Notre empreinte carbone.
Simmers advance to the quarterfinals of the Margaret River Pro with a near-perfect score. The American progressed after scoring a 9.10 out of 10 in the round of 16 at the fifth stop on the World Surf League Championship Tour. That's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Sports Buzz.